Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Again, this is nelmark Gado, and for today's video, let's talk about exponential functions and logarithmic functions. So here, we're going to evaluate exponential functions, transform exponential to logarithmic functions and vice versa, and evaluate logarithmic functions. Exponential functions. It is defined by the form f of x is equal to b raised to x, where b is greater than 0 and b is not equal to 1, and x is a real number. It is also any positive real number b that can be raised to a rational exponent such as b raised to m over n, which is equal to n root of b raised to m, where b is greater than 0. So here are some examples of exponential functions. So number 1, we have f of x equals 3 raised to x. Number 2, f of x equals 1/2 raised to x. We have f of x equals 0.25 raised to x. And number 4, f of x equals 5 raised to 1 over x. So those are examples of exponential functions. So next, we're going to evaluate exponential functions. So let us evaluate exponential functions given different values of x. Example number 1, given that f of x equals 4 raised to x, evaluate the following. Letter A, f of 3, B, f of 0, C, f of negative 2, and D, f of 1/2. So for letter A, we have f of 3. Okay, our function is f of x is equal to 4 raised to x. So f of 3 is equal to, okay, just replace x with 3. Okay, so we have 4 cubed. So ano ba ibig sabihin ng exponent dyan, class? Yung superscript dyan, yung, which is yung 3. So, ibig sabihin ng exponent dyan is kung ilang beses mo i-multiply yung base, which is yung 4, sa kanyang sarili. Okay? So, meron tayong exponent na 3. So, ibig sabihin, multiply natin yung 4 sa kanyang sarili 3 times. So, we have 4 times 4 times 4, which is 64. Okay? Letter B. F of 0. So, we have here f of 0. So, we have 4 raised to 0. Okay? So, papalitan nyo lang yung x ng 0. Kasi yung function natin is 4 raised to x. We have 4 raised to 0. And take note, any number when you raise to 0 is always equal to 1. Okay? Any number when you raise to 0, except 0, yung base. So, 0 raised to 0 is not equal to 1. Okay? That is indeterminate. All numbers except 0, when you raise to 0, is always equal to 1. Okay? Letter C. F of negative 2. So, f of negative 2 is equal to 4 raised to negative 2. Okay? So, simplify pa natin yan. Kasi meron tayong negative na exponent. So, recall natin. If we have a raised to negative n, okay, if we have a raised to negative n, that is equal to 1 over a raised to n. So, nangyari, kinuha lang yung reciprocal nun, okay, tapos naging positive na exponent. Again, a raised to negative n is equal to 1 over a raised to n. So, dito, yung 4 raised to negative 2 natin is ibababa natin, okay? Kunin natin yung reciprocal, pero at this time, gagawin natin positive yung exponent. So, we have 1 over 4 squared na siya. And 4 squared is equal to 16. So, the final answer is 1 over 16. And letter D, f of 1/2. So, replace again x by 1/2. So, we have 4 raised to 1/2. Okay, recall natin. If we have a fraction sa ating exponent, okay, let's say we have a raised to m over n. Okay, yung n natin doon is magiging index na po siya. Okay? Siya yung magiging index pagdating sa radical expression natin. Okay, this one. So, ito, siya yung magiging index dito sa labas. Then, yung numerator naman dun sa exponent, at yung m, exponent naman siya dun sa radicand. So, we have this one. Okay? So, therefore, yung 4 raised to 1 half natin, that is equal to what? Okay, square root of 4. Kasi meron tayong imaginary 2 dyan, di ba? Pero hindi na natin nilalagay kapag yung index is 2. Okay, hindi na natin nilalagay po yun kapag ang index ay 2. Then, meron naman tayong imaginary 1 naman dito. So, hindi na natin nilalagay. So, we have square root of 4. And square root of 4 is 2. Okay? So, ayan. Again, example number 2. Given that f of x equals 2 over 3 raised to x, evaluate the following. So you have A, f of negative 1, B, f of negative 2, C, f of 0, and D, f of 4. So hanapin natin yung apat na yan. Okay? So number 1 is f of negative 1. Okay, f of negative 1. So replace natin yung x, no? So negative 1 yung exponent. So we have 2/3 raised to negative 1. So again, meron tayong negative na exponent. So mangyayari is, kunin natin yung reciprocal, tapos bababa lang siya. So 1 over 2/3. Okay? So 1 over 2/3. And 1 over 2/3 is equal to 3 halves. So nangyari, okay? So nangyari kasi dyan is, di ba yung 1, okay, 1 is equal to 1 over 1, tama? Then, complex fraction siya, kumbaga, meron tayong fraction sa loob ng fraction, yung 2/3 natin, yung divisor natin ay 2/3. So, kapag division, no, kukunin natin yung reciprocal nun, tapos i-multiply natin sa numerator. So, we have 3 halves. Yung reciprocal ng 2/3 is 3 halves. So, 3 halves times 1 is 3 halves. Okay? Next, letter B natin is yan. F of negative 2 is equal to, okay, 2/3 raised to negative 2. Again, pinalitan yung x ng negative 2. Then, okay, para maging positive exponent siya, no, kunin natin yung reciprocal. So, that is equal to 1 over 2/3 raised to 2. Okay. Then, recall natin, no? If we have a over b raised to n, okay, this one, that is equal to a raised to n over b raised to n. So, anong nangyari? Dito, yung ating 2/3 raised to 2, that is equal to 2 squared over 3 squared. Okay? So, 1 all over 2 squared over 3 squared. So, that is equal to 1 over 4 over 9. Okay? 2 squared is 4 and 3 squared is 9. And then, kunin yung reciprocal, no? Okay? So, 1 divided by 4 over 9. Okay? Again, yung divisor natin dyan, 4 over 9, diba? Which is fraction. Okay? Kapag nagdi-divide kayo, na yung divisor nyo is fraction, gagawin nyo, kunin yung numerator. Ano ba yung numerator natin? Yung 1. Okay? 1 times, okay, 1 times the reciprocal of the divisor. So, we have 9 over 4. And 9 times 1 is 9. And 4 times 1 is 4. So, we have 9 over 4. Okay? And letter C, f of 0 is equal to, okay, 2/3 raised to 0. Again, any number, when you raise to 0 is always equal to 1. Okay? Except lang yung base natin is 0. Hindi pwede yun. 0 raised to 0 is never 1. Okay, letter D. F of 4. So, we have 2/3 raised to 4. So, again, yung ating law of exponent, i-apply natin. So, 2/3 raised to 4 is equal to 2 raised to 4 over 3 raised to 4, which is 16 over 81. Consider this. Given the exponential function, f of x equals 2 raised to x, how do you find its inverse? So, changing f of x into y, we will have y is equal to 2 raised to x. Then after interchanging x and y, we will obtain x equals 2 raised to y. However, doing the last step in finding the inverse, how are we going to isolate y? In order to do such, there is a need to use another form of function. It is called the logarithmic function. The logarithmic function is defined by the form f of x is equal to log of x to the base b, where a is greater than 1 and a is not equal to 1. The variable a is the base of the which is being raised to a certain logarithm, which means exponent, f of x or y, to obtain the value of x. Transforming exponential to logarithmic functions, changing now the exponential equation y is equal to 2 raised to x to logarithmic form, we have, okay, so if we have y is equal to 2 raised to x, yung equivalent po niya na value dun sa logarithmic function natin is we have log of y to the base 2 is equal to x. Yan nangyari dyan, yung x natin po dito, no, as exponent, pakita natin. Yung x natin dito as exponent, ito po yun. Ito na po yun. Then yung base natin dito sa exponential form ay base rin naman dito sa log, okay, sa logarithmic. Then yung answer natin, okay, this one. Okay? Yung kinukuha natin ng log. So tandaan nyo lang na always log is an exponent, okay? Yung x natin dyan is exponent pagdating sa exponential, okay? So tatandaan nyo lang, log is an exponent. Okay? Alright. So, meron tayong example dito ng exponential form, then yung equivalent form niya pagdating sa logarithmic. Okay, so, we have 3 squared is equal to 9. That is equal to log of 9 to the base 3 is equal to 2. Okay? Yung exponent doon na 2, doon sa exponential form natin is, yan, answer naman siya dito sa logarithmic function natin. Okay, answer siya. Then, also we have 1/2 raised to negative 3 is equal to 8. That is equal to, yung same niya sa logarithmic form, log of 8 to the base 1/2 is equal to negative 3. Then we have 7 raised to 1 is equal to 7. Equivalent niya sa logarithmic form, log of 7 to the base 7 is equal to 1. 4 raised to 0 is equal to 1. Okay. That is equal to log of 1 to the base 4 is equal to 0. Okay. So now let's talk about transforming logarithmic to exponential functions. So this time, let us transform a given logarithmic form to exponential form. If you already know how to transform exponential to logarithmic form, you can easily do the reverse process of that. If you have x is equal to log of y to the base b, okay, baliktad naman, no? Ganun din naman yun, no? Y is equal to b raised to x. So again, yung x natin dyan, doon sa exponential, which is yung exponent, ay sagot siya dun sa log. Okay? So, yung x natin dyan, okay, yung x natin dito, is siya yung exponent. Pagdating sa exponential, itong base naman is as is base naman, at ito yung sagot pagdating sa exponential. So, ito po yun. Okay? Yan yung sagot. Ito yung base natin. Then, ito naman yung exponent. Okay? So, example niyan, logarithmic form. Ano equivalent niya sa exponential? So, log of 1/6 to the base 6 is equal to negative 1. So, that is equal to 6. Okay? Base natin, o yung 6. Yung 6 doon, yung 6. Tapos yung exponent, ito, negative 1. Tapos ito yung sagot, yung 1/6. Alright? So next is log of 1024 to the base 2 is equal to 10. So yan, 2 raised to 10 is equal to 1024. Then log of 9 over 4 to the base of 2/3 is equal to negative 2. That is equal to, okay, 2/3 yung base, raised to negative 2 is equal to 9 over 4. And, yan, general tayo, no? Log of y to the base j is equal to a. That is j raised to a is equal to y. Pagdating sa exponential. Now, evaluating logarithms. Evaluate logarithms means we are to look for the exponent of the base that will be equal to the given value. So here are some examples. Example number 1, evaluate log of 32 to the base 2. Okay, so tatandaan nyo lang class, no, ito, this one, log is an exponent. So tandaan nyo lang, no, log is an exponent. Okay? So what should be the exponent of 2 so that the result is 32? Okay? So this one, kunin yung base natin na 2. So ito yun. Then i-erase nyo siya dun sa unknown. Dun sa hinahanap. So question mark, that is equal to 32. Okay? So log of 32 to the base 2 is equal to 5. Okay? Because 2 raised to 5 is 32. Okay? So the answer is 5. Okay, evaluating logarithms. So here are some more examples. So evaluate log of 81 to the base 3. Okay? So log of 81 to the base 3. And example number 3, evaluate log of 16 to the base of 1/4. So example number 2 natin, log of 81 to the base 3. Okay? So equate natin yan sa x. Okay? So log of 81 to the base 3 equals x. Kasi yun yung hinahanap natin sagot eh, di ba? So ang gawin nyo, yung 3 natin doon, yun yung base natin pagdating sa exponential. Then yung x doon, okay, yun yung exponent. Okay, this one x. That is equal to 81. Okay, then we have 3 raised to x equals 81. Para malaman yung exponent, yung 81 dyan is pwedeng yung i-express as 3 raised to 4. Okay, so same base lang din, no? Kasi yung base natin is 3. So kailangan yung 81 is-express nyo na express nyo sa exponential na ang base niya ay dapat 3. Okay? So 3 raised to 4. Equivalent ng 81. So since pareho sila ng base, which is yung 3, ang kukunin nyo na lang is yung, i-equate nyo na lang is yung kanilang exponent. So yung x tsaka yung 4. So x equals 4. So therefore, log of 81 to the base 3 is equal to 4. Okay? Number 2, log of 16 to the base of 1/4. So again, yung 1/4 doon yung base natin. Ko-convert natin sa exponential, no? Then, raised to x. Okay, yung unknown, yung exponent, yung unknown. Is equal to 16. Alright, so we have 1/4 raised to x equals 16. Then yung 1/4, okay, yung 1/4, okay, pwede natin siyang gawing 4 raised to negative 1. Iangat mo yung 4, pero meron siyang negative 1 as exponent. So 4 raised to negative 1 raised to x equals 16. And recall natin, no, yung recall, a raised to m raised to n, that is equal to a raised to m times n. Okay? So kung meron tayong negative 1 doon sa exponent ni 4, tapos ni-raise pa natin sa x, so negative 1 times x is negative x. Ito na. Itong part na yun. So that is negative x. Okay? And then yung 16 ay i-express natin sa exponential, which is ang base ay 4. So yung 16 natin dyan ay equal sa 4 squared. Okay? So, same base na sila, which is 4. So, kailangan i-equate na lang natin yung kanilang exponent. So, we have negative x equals 2. Then, solve for x. So, divide both sides by negative 1. So, x is equal to negative 2. So, therefore, log of 16 to the base of 1/4 equal to negative 2. Okay?